Many of us have spent our lives making ourselves small, shrinking to fit into someone else's world. We don't share our thoughts because we don't want to upset others. I used to do this, but I'm trying not to do this anymore. But it's not easy. Hi, I'm Maria. Welcome back to my channel. For most of my life, I always felt that I had to contain myself, follow the crowd, be like someone else, even when everything inside me was screaming not to do that. But then something interesting happened. Two different people who didn't even know each other at different stages of my life, both told me the same thing. It's time for you to take up space. At first, I was really confused. What does that even mean, take up space? But then those words kept echoing in my head. The moment I decided that it was time to stop making myself small, it was really terrifying because the world notices and not everyone is going to like it. I start telling myself every day, it's okay for me to take up space. I'm not responsible for how others feel about it. And slowly, really slowly, everything began to change. I started to do the things that I enjoyed without waiting for someone to join me. Because in the past, I used to skip experiences and events because I didn't have company. Now, if I want to go at some concert, at some event, I just go without expecting any company. And I realized that the most profound experiences that I had, I was alone. So I'm glad I made that decision. And my creativity just exploded because when you're not spending time, mental space in your brain trying to fit in or trying to please others, you actually have space to think, to create, and to make things. All that energy that I was spending into people pleasing, I channel it into creating things. I started painting mandalas. I started making macrame necklaces and earrings. I started to learn how to make handmade soaps. People who really wanted to know me stayed. And I prefer have a few real connections than a lot of superficial ones. I'm not saying that everything has been easy because it hasn't. I still have these voices inside my head saying that I'm being arrogant or I'm being selfish because I'm not trying to please others. But I keep reminding myself that it's okay for me to take up space. My presence here is valued too. Sometimes the fear of being rejected gets really loud because it's so much easier to agree with everyone. But now I feel that I can be faithful to myself and to what I really want. Of course, some relationships ended, some people distanced themselves, and it was really hard, especially the ones that I wasn't expecting. But when you stop trying to fit into places that are too small for you, you make room for the right people to find you, the people that will love to meet the real you. Maybe it's time for you to take up space, to be real with yourself, and to make room for the life that you want. And this will mean saying no to a lot of people. Saying no without explanations, without justifications. Just focus on what you want, on what you really want, and say no to everyone else. I used to say yes to everything because I was really afraid of being excluded. Now, if something doesn't feel right or I'm just tired, I just say no and it's done. The truth is, we are not supposed to live small. The world doesn't need another copy. The world needs the real you, with your voice, with your ideas, and all the things that make you. So take up that space, share that opinion, pursue that dream, because life is too short, way too short, to spend it with people that make us feel that we need to dim our light in order to fit in. Thank you for listening. I'll see you soon. much easier to agree with everybody else, to know the wants to know the real you. I just go. And I had this feeling that I'm forgetting what I'm about to say. I just go.